Two things. It is not worth risking organ damage just so you can try the newest asinine health trend that's sweeping TikTok. I mean, I get y'all are trying to stay relevant, but your kidneys are useful. Secondly, then when someone does try said unproven, unscientific, very stupid health trend, when they get diarrhea, that's not a good thing. Why do people keep thinking that diarrhea is always a positive thing? Someone explain this to me. So this video may seem a little bit ranty because my reaction to this whole borax trend is shock, disgust, and exasperation, and I'm having a hard time hiding that. And I also learned through this experience that when someone tells you to search something on TikTok, don't, and the depths of human stupidity have no limit. So initially I googled borax and I saw that people were using it to strip their laundry, and aside from thinking, are my sheets really that dirty, I thought this couldn't be bad, but maybe they're concerned that borax can be a little bit aggressive on your more delicate linen. But of course it couldn't be as tame as doing laundry, Andy, because these are people who think drinking raw milk is a good idea, or think that shooting coffee up their butts is healthy. So should we really be surprised that people are putting an insecticide in their water and claiming it has health benefits? Probably not. And then there's this person who's not a medical professional who's telling people that osteoporosis is caused by a fluoride buildup from your tap water, and that borax can cure both that and arthritis. I hate it here. Little bit of background. Borax, or sodium borate, is an alkaline mineral salt that's made of boron, sodium, oxygen, and hydrogen all bound together. And as you can see, it has a lot of uses. Historically, it was primarily used in laundry, but it can be used in cleaning, can be a pesticide, insecticide, mold and mildew remover, and a whole lot of other things. Many of us as kids may have made slime out of borax at school, which has contributed to this idea that borax isn't harmful. This couldn't be farther from the truth. Now, according to information from the National Pesticide Information Center, symptoms associated to acute ingestion, so one large dose at one time, can be nausea, vomiting, abdominal pain, diarrhea, lethargy, unconsciousness, kidney failure, and high doses can be lethal. Large oral exposures can result in rashes and skin loss, and children and infants can experience these similar side effects too. And according to that previous source, the average dosage needed to cause symptoms in an adult was only 3.2 grams. Fatal dosages for an adult range from 10 to 25 grams, and for children, 5 to 10 grams. FYI, these are the symptoms associated with chronic exposure, so smaller dosages over time. Pause to read. So in summary, borax is a hazardous substance, and the amount of borax needed to cause harm to the body is very low. So let's be honest about what this is. This is not a health trend. It's not people learning the truth and doing their own research. This is people deliberately poisoning themselves. Y'all told your teenagers not to eat Tide Pods, and yet you're doing this. So any opportunity you guys give me to show you pictures and talk about chemistry makes me really happy, but I also haven't taken Gen Chem in almost 2 decades, so forgive me if this is a little rough. The theme of our lecture today, friends, is that chemical compounds have different properties than their component elements. So the reactivity of an element is determined by the number of electrons present in its valence or outermost shell. And this determines the type of chemical bond it will make, hence the reactivity. So for example, how reactive a metal is determined by how easily it can lose an electron. Now here's the chemical formula of borax. It's composed of sodium, boron, oxygen, and hydrogen. Our commenter is claiming that since it's literally just boron and oxygen, that it can't be harmful. So just for fun, let's take a few of these elements and demonstrate how a compound can have very different properties than their individual components. Hydrogen, gas, explosive. But when those two hydrogen molecules are covalently bound to an oxygen molecule, you get water, which is A, not flammable, and B, a liquid. And dropping sodium into water causes this fun reaction, but produces sodium hydroxide and hydrogen gas. And sodium hydroxide, which is commonly known as lye, is exceptionally caustic, and it can burn your skin and your eyes, and if someone consumes it, it can burn their insides as well. And on their own, sodium and chloride are highly reactive because sodium has an extra electron and chloride needs one. But when sodium donates its extra electron to chloride, you get a very stable ionic bond, and we all know that this forms table salt, which is a very stable compound. So I hope this video gave you enough examples to show that chemicals have different properties than their individual compounds. Therefore, you cannot look at borax and say, just because it has this, this, and this, it is safe. Because it is not. So you should probably stop eating it. Okay, bye. So this is the last thing I'm going to say about this borax debacle, because the detergent eaters have been jumping into my comment section trying to get me to commiserate or validate their poison eating, and that's just not going to happen. You guys also keep saying that we should let natural selection take its course because if people want to drink insecticide, we should let them. They're allowed to be stupid and those are their kidneys, not ours, and who cares? And I agree, but this is where I get stuck. Horrifying as it is, we already know parents are using their children as test subjects for their weird MLM detox supplements. And many people literally think that borax is the panacea of health, and if they're taking it, they could start giving it to the rest of the family too. And heck, even if it's not given to a child intentionally because someone perceives it as safe, they could accidentally leave it on a counter. And if a child gets into it, all they need to consume is about this much to potentially reach a lethal dose. So yes, people can do stupid things, but in this case, there could be unintended consequences that really harm other people, and that's where my concern lies here. That's all I got. Okay, bye.
So if you get headaches when you first start taking Shilajit and fulvic acid,
then you probably should stop taking them. Now let's be serious. People aren't getting headaches because they're detoxifying too much. You have organs for that. And these supplements she's describing, they're not medication, so they're not actually necessary. They have many chemicals with unknown mechanisms of action. They're not tested, they're not regulated, and you never actually know what you're getting when you consume them. And to add insult to injury, she's consuming a cocktail of these supplements, so who knows what kind of compounded impact that's having on her body, positive or negative. And as an aside, if someone's worried about their liver and detoxification, don't consume unnecessary supplements. To my point, if someone begins taking something that isn't a medication or wasn't recommended or prescribed by a medical professional or isn't absolutely necessary for health, their body responds with a very obvious symptom like headache, nausea, vomiting, diarrhea, maybe that's an indication that you should stop. Yeah, I'm gonna go drink my coffee now. Bye. Let's talk etiquette. If you're going to come on this page and make a health claim, especially one that contradicts the general body of scientific evidence, the burden of proof to substantiate said claim with quality human data is placed on you, not on me. Preferably meta-analyses and reviews because more data equals less bias. Now, to this commenter specifically, if there are indeed hundreds of studies on PubMed showing how boric acid can treat intestinal infections, FYI, boric acid is different than borax, you should be able to show me a handful without any difficulty. And instead of spending your time in my comment section trying to substantiate your pseudoscientific claim, you spend it hurling sterile, uninventive insults at me. So because I'm feeling particularly magnanimous today, and this is an unusual occurrence, I did a little bit of legwork for you. So out of the handful of studies that I found that discuss boric acid and intestinal health, guess how many of them featured humans? If you guessed 0, you'd be correct. So you guys, I am always happy to read research, but don't make a claim if you can't back it up. Don't you guys hate it when you see people taking videos of themselves in grocery stores telling you that perfectly safe foods are toxic? I know I do. That's why when I saw this next video, I just thought it was so great.
Do not consume bleach. This stuff can kill you.
See, I love this. Great satire, sunglasses were a nice touch. I'm sure he has some other great stuff.
If you drink oat milk, you are a beta. First off, oats do not make milk.
Wait, what? Didn't he make a video making fun of people who made videos just like that one? Maybe it was an anomaly. Let's keep going.
I'm in Costco, I'm walking along, and I see these. A variety pack of Twinkies and cupcakes. Look, this is a major trap. Don't get these.
I was so hopeful, but this kind of feels like a those who live in glass houses should not throw stones moment. And Jack, maybe don't make fun of this guy when you are that guy. So maybe just stop with this. Okay, bye.